TD Bank is now the target of confusion and anger after closing the bank accounts of Iranian-Canadians, particularly the bank customers. The bank has said the move brings it in line with economic sanctions against Iran.
TD has now agreed to meet with the Iranian-Canadian Congress to discuss the issue, but in the meantime, the account closures have left many people without actually having access to their money, which of course is a major problem for them. Immigration lawyer Vincent Valai has been approached by some of the people affected. He joins us now from our studios in Montreal. So Vincent, what have your clients been telling you about their account closures, whether or not they were notified, what news they may or may not have got about this?
Good afternoon. Well, they're angry and they're quite upset of what's going on. Basically, no, they haven't been notified. They just use their banking card, trying to do shopping, grocery, and then they realize that they cannot have access to their accounts. So basically, they're calling their branch. The branch is referring to the head office, and the head office is mentioning that, well, your account is closed due to the sanctions, and then they're sending them a letter notifying them that the account is closed.
And so, when you heard about these account closures, what was your initial reaction?
Well, it's unacceptable coming from one of Canada's largest bank. I'm pretty sure that they do have the resources to read properly the regulation, the sanctions, even if it's poorly drafted. And I hope that the Department of Foreign Affairs will clarify some of the sections. But then when you're reading some sections of this regulation, you will realize that there are exceptions, and it is feasible to make transfers, for example, for non-commercial purposes, $40,000 or less, or for pensions. I mean, if you're sending money just for pensions when you're retired here, or if you're sending money for international organizations such as the Red Cross or the Red Crescent in this case. I think this move was quite questionable from TD.
But Vincent, what's the law here? I mean, under what grounds has the bank said that they're closing these bank accounts?
Well, the law is the sanction that were implemented by the Canadian government, and you had some amendment to this regulation back to 2011, November 2011. So basically, you cannot transfer money, but you do have exceptions again, which are quite clear in some section of this regulation. And then, even if it's for commercial purposes, there's also room to apply for a special permit from the Department of Foreign Affairs in order to make the transfer.
What's the next step, Vincent, for those affected by these bank closures? I mean, what do they do? Where do they go?
Well, as you see, all options are on the table. As you mentioned, my understanding is that TD is trying to reach out to the community in order to discuss. I wish to have done that before closing the account. But you also have legal options available, and we're assessing this option right now.
All right, Vincent Valai coming to us from Montreal. He is an immigration lawyer based there. Thanks very much for your time, Vincent. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.